Title is, At This Point, It's Intentional.
This is the UK. You have any idea how often this happens? Is anyone going to be held accountable for this? You have to laugh. Because if you don't, you'll yourself.
Like and subscribe.
Serial sex offender being monitored by Metropolitan Police has been found guilty of committing the crimes he's already being monitored for. Simon Levy, a woman in January 2025, murdered Carmenza Valencia Trujillo, 53, in March 2025, and then also murdered Cheryl Wilkins in August 2025. Who the keeps letting this beast out? I'll give you a clue. It's a woman. Levy has been found guilty of several sexual assaults dating back to 2018. Job well.
So, he was accused of sexual assault dating back to 2018, and he was just released again and again every time he did it, and now he's killed 2 women.
Done. That's what the Labour Party's, they're high-fiving each other. Yes! I love bringing migrants over that specifically attack our own people. That's fan-doopity-duper-tastic. A serial sex offender been monitored by the blah blah blah. Simon Levy killed these women. The 40-year-old man also raped a 3rd woman in January 2025. Why the was this guy allowed to just walk around? Say, well, I've got my eye on you. Don't you dare commit another murders a woman. Well, at least it's not another, but we've got our eye on you to make sure you don't do another murder. In the same Tottenham car park where Wilkins was later found dead. During his trial at the Old Bailey, jurors heard Levy had a string of convictions for attacking women dating back to July 2018. They're just
Bringing someone like this in the country, why do you do it?
What are they doing? They're hoping for it. At this point, they're window shopping in Pakistan. They're window shopping in Nigeria and Sudan and Senegal. They're like, hey, hello there. Hello?
Fortunately, Jake Monroe is a little, let's say, bigoted against certain people. Not entirely not understandable given what he reports on day in and day out. Stories like this are maddening.
Yes, we're the Labour government, and we're just inquiring if you have any available. Oh, we have many, sir. Can you present your latest, please? You 4. Do you have any more in the back? Yes, sir. We have many more in the back. These are the prime, but we have more in back. Do you want me to get more for you? Present them. Yes, please. Comes out with a couple of Somalians. Now we're talking. Okay. Yeah, those 2 as well.
This is ongoing too. I just read on yesterday or today there was like 250 migrants came into the United States. To the UK by dinghies. That's just one day. Multiply that by 365. Get an idea how many are coming into the UK.
Can I get a package deal on these? Oh yes, sir. Yes, Fabian Society. Of course. We'll even throw in the motor for the dinghy that they arrive on. Fantastic. Well, I'll make sure someone's at the shores for you, to sign off on the delivery. Great. What a fantastic transaction. What a fantastic deal. When are they due to ship? In 2 months, sir. Fantastic. Expedited and everything. Right, well, we're going to head back to England, pretend we're doing something about the crime. You send those over and we'll meet you at the halfway point between France and England. Great. See you there. They are counting on it. It's like Oprah. It's like an episode of Oprah going inside these Old Bailey trials. They just walk around and be like, judge comes in, she's like, oh, you won't believe who 3 women. That's right. We got this clown over here. You all get. Everyone in the audience is like clapping their asses off, just like, yeah, the of England. Yeah, more. So you're in here for how many? 2 rookie numbers. Let him out. 2. I mean, that's nothing really when you think about it. There's lots of British women out there. What's 2? Really? None. Let him out. Give me a call whenever there's 5. Is it?
You just listen and watch mainstream media. You never hear about all these stories. These insane stories.
Is he even yet? He hasn't. Nah, let him out. Let him out. We'll say we're keeping an eye on him. which ultimately means nothing whatsoever. Because this guy was being monitored, by the way. He's being monitored. Why the do you get presented with an immigrant who is a...
If an immigrant attacks and sexually attacks one woman, they should just be deported. This should not be an anchor monitor and his chance to attack several more women, including killing some of them. It's insane. The immigration policy of the UK is just insane.
Serial sex offender and go, well, you can go, but we're keeping our eye on you. Who the what kind of response is that? We are currently monitoring a guy that's walking around who...
The reason they let them go, honestly, is because there's not enough prison space to put all of them, because they brought in so many, and it happens so often that it would bankrupt the UK to put them all in jail. I'm being serious. That's where UK is. See, UK prisons, they're like nice hotel rooms, extremely expensive to run. So they don't want to put anyone there because UK is broke. UK security is a joke. Agreed. Absolutely agreed. And it's not like this person just went out and attacked and killed two women. He had a history. He had attacked several women without killing them first. And every time they released him until he eventually started the murder.
Just letting him out. We're keeping our eye on you. What the does that mean? We are living in the strangest, the worst, but the strangest times for sure. Turns out that if these savages have absolutely no ramifications whatsoever for their actions, they actually just keep doing it. Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought? This guy was attacking women as far back as 2018, and they let him out.
That's 8 years, by the way.
What the do you think he was gonna do? In his mind, he's like, well, they just let me go now. I can do it again, I guess. Miss, this kid won't stop groping people. He won't stop groping all the girls in the class. Oh, really? Come here, Syed. Have you been groping the other girls in the class? Yes, miss. Okay. Is the kid gonna stop? No. He's been walking around since 2018, being monitored. Ooh, do you know who else is being monitored? Me. I'm being monitored. I have a rap sheet whenever I go to the airport. Like, actually, the last 2 times I had to go to the airport to fly somewhere, they were like, oh, you've got to come into the back here. Jesus Christ. But they're here to do this, by the way. Or do you think the staggering statistics?
Honestly, it's not just us watching this and know this. It's the people that, if you are inclined to want to go after women and against their will you do that in a country where you'll get hanged, or do you go to the UK where they say naughty, naughty, put an ankle monitor on you and let you do it again and again and again? A country where there's no consequences for your actions.
Sticks are just coincidental. Yeah, it's just a coincidence. No, they're here to do this. There's a reason why we're only hearing about this guy now. Based on all the things that we've seen recently, the UK government are currently right now covering up something that we're not going to hear about for another 6 months. Isn't that nuts? 4 months ago, we did not know about the Henry Novak situation. Back in December when it happened, no one knew about it.
It's crazy how long it took for news about that to get out.
UK government sat on one of the greatest white hate attacks ever for 6 goddamn months. Didn't say a word about it to anybody. Right now, something...
And the media still isn't covering it. Like, I have a relative that lives in the UK. She didn't know about it. Of course not.
has happened, okay? That the UK government are currently covering up, and we won't hear about it for months. Someone's died. Someone's gone missing. Someone's either significant or deeply loved, and we won't know about it. And it happened because they're white, and we don't know. They won't tell us for months, if ever. The court heard how Levy from Tottenham... Get out of here. This guy's from Tottenham? This guy must, like, really love sunbeds. Jesus Christ. How many tanning beds do they have in Tottenham? Because this guy's dork. They don't even have a picture of the guy. Yeah, because he's so horrendous to look at. Yeah, there's no picture of the guy. He targeted 3 vulnerable women.
Yeah, because then it's obvious that this isn't not someone, a UK, not a British person.
Carried out street sex work in order to fund drug addictions. Neat. He declined to give evidence during his trial, but pleaded not guilty to the 2 murders, as well as 2 counts of grievous bodily harm with intent and non-fatal suffocation against the surviving women. It is Weimar out there. Jesus wept. He declined to give evidence during his trial, but pleaded not guilty to the 2 murders. Yeah, to make them disappear, as well as 2 counts of grievous bodily harm, intent, blah, 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 non-fatal suffocation. The jury, which was given a majority direction in the trial, found him guilty of all charges after 13... It took 13 hours?
13
it took
hours.
13 hours! Do you know why that took 13 hours? Well, you know, he a bunch of women, he told him, yeah, but he's black, though. Yeah, you're right. But, you know, he did, you know, those women, and then he, you know, and then he... Know what I mean? Yeah, but he's black, though. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, it's quite a tricky one, that, isn't it? Quite a sticky wicket. Ah.
Yeah.
You see, on the one end, what you've got is a guy who went around women and them and stuff, and he's been doing this since 2018. He's obviously not learned his lesson, yeah?
Yeah.
And
He'll do it
here he
again
is
if he's let
in
out.
front of us now more. But on the other hand, he's black. There's already so many black men in prison. I don't want to put another black person in prison. That's why that took 13 hours.
Yes.
Members of the victims' families wept as the verdicts were returned, while the defendant, who had a pointed beard and was wearing sunglasses, gave no reaction. Yeah, because he doesn't even know where the he is, okay? Have you ever put a dog in shoes? In court, Judge Mark Luckraft, KC, adjourned sentencing until Wednesday, 12th of August.
To be fair, someone who commits these types of crimes, I don't really want to treat them as human either.
And remanded Levy into custody. British Transport Police and Crown Prosecution Services, the CPS. I know it's Child Protection Service in the US. Over here, CPS stands for Crown Prosecution Service. I've all admitted failings in hell.
They've admitted failings. The guy they were monitoring, that they'd released multiple times, went and assaulted and murdered 2 more women. And they admit failings.
Yeah, our bad. Sorry, guys. No, you're right. No, I really dropped the ball this time. Yeah, sorry, everybody. Have all admitted failings in how they dealt with Levy, who was on bail as his attacks on women escalated to double murder. None of this was a mistake, okay? Look, once or twice could be considered mistakes. This is a reoccurring pattern, okay? This happens a lot. In fact, it's happening so much, you'd have to be to not figure out that this is all done on purpose. They've all admitted failings, right, but will any of them be held accountable? Who are the individuals responsible for signing off on letting this animal go back out? He was on bail while he was attacking.
It's insane how much he has to bleep out to get his videos monetized on YouTube.
More women, which turned into a double murder. This is the UK. You have any idea how often this happens? Fire the entire CPS staff. All of them. Is anyone going to be held accountable for this? These women are dead. The investigation into the police officers that Henry Novak, it's not even going to be finished by like October or November or something like that. Police watchdog were like, no, nothing happened. Everything's completely fine here. You've been stabbed. I don't think you have, mate. Is perfectly standard police protocol when dealing with white people. So now we have to rely on the IOPC to finish conducting their investigations into the incompetence.
Henry Novak was the teenager who was stabbed. The police arrive. He tells them they're stabbed, and he says, and the police go, sure you have been, mate. And they handcuffed him. Yes, the victim of the stabbing incident. They handcuffed him, and not the murderer.
I would love to think it was incompetence. Good God, would I like to believe it's incompetence. You can replace incompetence. You can fire that. You can get a good cop to come in and actually know what the he's doing. This is deliberate as per the training, which they're gonna find. The IOPC has deduced that considering the DEI training courses that are prevalent in the South Yorkshire police area, that they followed protocol and acted accordingly. Yeah, great, thanks. Thanks for letting us know that they can just handcuff a dying 18-year-old kid and get away with it. Also, just a reminder here, not only did they wait 6 months to tell anybody that this had happened, but the police officers who were responsible for this happening were perfectly happy to keep working those entire 6 months. They didn't resign until after this news came out. In fact, I think one of the police officers that was working on the case that was responsible for Henry Novak dying is still working there. Isn't that neat? And then about 13...
Neat is not the word I would be using. I would put him in jail with this guy this story that killed 2 women. I'd put him and the police officer in jail together and let them have fun together.
Of the rioters who were justifiably upset were arrested, and they're in prison for 3 years. That was fast, wasn't it? That was quick. Whoa. They were able to identify like 25 of the rioters at the Southampton riots as a reaction to the injustice that Henry Novak suffered. And 13 of them are now in prison for 3 years. That's going to ruin their lives forever. Meanwhile...
If I was in the town where Henry Novak had happened, I'd probably be one of those 13 people in jail for 3 years.
This guy was on...
Because riots, it means just protesting. Yeah, you're protesting this horrible travesty of justice, and then you get put in jail for 3 years.
While he's out having a wonderful time, having a prostitute double whopper. Delicious. Welcome to the UK, where they're not only happy to see you dead, but they're also making sure that you're dead. They brought him in 2018. Has he killed any of the women yet? He hasn't. All right, out you go. Go on, Levy. See how many you can get, mate. We'll see in a couple of years. London's Victims Commissioner Andrea Simon said she was appalled by the litany of failures to manage a prolific offender like Levy. Of course, it's appalling, but it's not surprising. She told BBC...
Again, the rioters, people who basically protested Henry Novak, jail for 3 years. No ankle monitors for them. But I guess if you're not white, you could get to just go out again with an ankle monitor.
News, I'm keen now to see how we can uncover every key moment when there was an opportunity to assess the harm Levy posed to women by every justice agency involved, not just the police, and every critical opportunity there was to intervene. 2 gay parents, baby to death that was in their care, that they were able to legally adopt and have in their care, okay? Now, this death that this baby suffered didn't come out of the blue, okay? This baby that these 2 fine gay gentlemen had, because they're stunning and brave, and we must respect all members of the LGBTQIA plus community. They are deserving of our respect and stuff.
This is a topic I can't comment on, as this is the topic that got me banned off Twitch for a week.
Default for the mere reason that they're gay. You're gay? All of my respect immediately. I have no idea who you are as a person, but the fact that you're gay means I love you now. I love you. I love you so much. They brought this kid in, the gay couple, brought the kid in multiple times with several different injuries over and over again. It's like 3 or 4 times.
Oh, that's just terrible to hear. They brought the kid into the hospital for injuries several times, so it's the same situation as this story. It doesn't matter who the parents are. If so a parent brings in a kid that has those types of injuries, you do not let the kid go back with the parent.
The kid was in and out of hospital 3 times over 4 months. CPS even visited the house. Everything's fine here. The kid keeps getting fractures and stuff. Weird. Oh well, have fun. It's not just Crown prosecution services. It's also social services. It's all of it. The entire system is designed to f*** us up. It's all on purpose. We're pattern recognizers here, right? I love going to the rug store and just admiring the patterns in there, recognizing them.
Yeah.
God, that's Persian, that's Oriental. God, I love patterns.
And UK has a police force that goes after naughty posts on social media. So if if you comment on any of these things, if you just report what is actually happening, that's a hate crime, and you're going to get arrested, go to jail for just for actually reporting what's actually happening.
No matter where they pop up, including the legal system, perpetually letting these out, letting things get this bad. In fact, it's so consistent one might think that it's deliberate. Look at this, right? If you have been affected by this story or would like support, then you can find organizations which can offer help and information. This should link to Restore Britain, okay? This link should take you right to Restore Britain.
Agreed, actually. But the BBC would never do that.
So that you can donate money to Rupert Lowe, who will come in, and on the day he goes into number 10, will have a very dashing mustache. That's what that should be. Yes, I have been affected very deeply by this story. Is there any chance we could possibly cut down on the amount of African men coming into London? Oh, I thought you were calling because you needed help and you needed support. And you've been affected by the story. Yes, I have been affected by the story, yes. And there seems to be a consistent pattern of blacks, women, and them. Is there any chance we could stop that from happening? Crime and Policing Minister Sarah Jones, another woman, said the fact that...
Problem is, it's the type of... Not all migrants are equal. The people that are coming into Europe or whatever are coming from third world countries, war-torn third world countries with very different culture and understanding towards women, and they are not fitting in well in the UK or the rest of Europe. And leftists just don't want to accept that.
Was able to inflict such a
The woman tells jury of... Yeah. Woman says she would die into... Yeah, it's a horrible story.
devastating harm after being freed by police in the courts is deeply concerning. Yes, it is, isn't it? It's also deeply consistent. It raises serious questions that require urgent answers, which we won't get. She said the failures must be identified. This is a lot
The
of...
mainstream media is an enabler of all of this. He's talking about all different social services that are failing, the police that's failing. All of this is enabled by the media. If the media covered it, everything else would get fixed. Media just did the reporting that Jake Monroe is doing. People would be outraged. The entire population would demand change, and change would happen. The media is the neighbor, is the pillar that all this injustice is built on. The lovely mainstream media that just will not cover these topics.
hot air, isn't it? This is the same that Keir Starmer was talking about. Now is the time for serious work to be done. Now is the time for us to make a change to make sure this never happens again. Blah, blah, blah. This he's gonna do things. He's gonna do stuff. Oh, come.
The easy way to do stuff. Just people doing this, get them out of the country. Yeah. An illegal migrant comes in and harms one of your women. It's clear, there's evidence. He gets sent back and never comes back to the UK. And then you don't get stories like this anymore. There's a way to stop it. It's just there's no will to actually do what's necessary.
Wait, he's gonna fix the country as if he's not the one responsible for this happening in the first place. Helena Croft, another woman, the chief executive officer of Streetlight UK charity, said this case demonstrated the need to treat women involved in the sex industry as women at risk of serious violence. Do you know what? People say women aren't funny. Misogynists. This Helena Croft, she is hysterical. She said there were missed opportunities. Oh, are we going to interview another woman after this? Sophie Davidson from the Super Extreme Court Justice Rooms, she said, oh, we need to identify where the problem is and why this happened. We interviewed Laura Smith from the State Chief Justice Department of Justice and States, and she said, we need to find out how this happened. Next up, we're interviewing Lauren Stern from the Chief Constabulary Police place. And she says, we need to find out where this happened. I can't believe this has happened. Where is this coming from? We need to really find out. But we can't let Lauren Stern finish what she's saying because we've got Stephanie Johnson here from the Department of mega police justiceness. And she says, well, sorry to cut you off there, Lawrence Stern, but we really need to find out where all of this injustice is coming from so we can stamp it out and find out how we can rectify this. Just shut the fuck up. These women like, shut up, you're not doing anything. While all these women were here being like, talking about bollocks, this guy was running around. Helena, Sophie, Laura.
I mean, the way to solve it is obvious, so there's no need to. We need to investigate. There's nothing to investigate. Why it happened is obvious. Just stop it from happening.
Mallory, they're all just letting these go, and then once they show up back in court again, multiple under the belt, they're like, oh my god, well, it's not my fault, but we need to figure out how the this, and they're all just pointing the fingers
That's
at each other.
exactly what they say.
No, it wasn't. It was you. No, it wasn't. It was you. Al, those lads that were rioting for Southampton about the Henry Novak situation, they're in prison already. Bing, bang, boom. The Metro.
Yeah, bing bang boom, they're in prison. This guy, multiple crimes over years, never ends up in prison. Has to take people actually dying for him to end up in prison. Lesson from this is if he just continued doing what he was doing without actually killing, he'd still be out there doing what he loves, which is assaulting women in the UK. He just had to escalate it up to death, and that was the straw that broke the camel's back. Where just rioting, just protesting gets white people thrown in jail for 3 years.
Metropolitan Police confirmed to the BBC that it believed Wilkins' death could have been avoided had there not been multiple points of failure in the handling of Levy. Are they just gonna keep... I was making a joke. Are they gonna keep doing this? We spoke to another department and they said, oh, there was multiple failures. And then we drove across the city and went to another department and they said, oh, there's been multiple failures. The Met failed to treat Valencia Trujillo's death as a murder despite arresting Levy soon afterwards and finding his DNA on her body, in her body, next to her body. Look at this. The Met failed to treat Valencia's death as a murder despite arresting Levy.
What? They failed to treat death as a murder despite arresting Levy soon afterwards and finding DNA on her body until after Levy killed again. So it wasn't... So the second death wasn't necessary. Oh my god. It's not like he killed 2 people and then police caught him. They caught him after the first one, and they didn't, and they let him go to do it again. This is insane. Oh.
Soon afterwards and finding his DNA on her body until after Levy again. You have to laugh, because if you don't...
Oh god, no, I'm not at the point of laughing yet.
Oh, you yourself! In February, Levy was convicted of sexually assaulting 10 women on London's tubes and trains. 10! Do you think the authorities...
As well as a female prison officer at HMP Brixton.
were told after...
So even after he's arrested, he did it again! God!
One, as well as a female prison officer in His Majesty's prison in Brixton, with details of that trial now reportable for the first time. Deeply disturbing. Speaking after the... Here we go. Speaking after the verdicts, Detective Chief Inspector Neil John from the Met said Simon Levy is a dangerous and predatory offender. Next up...
Oh, this part. He described the investigation as complex and challenging. No! You caught him the first time he did it, back in 2018. That was it? You had him? Then you, if that was enough, then when you killed the first woman, you caught him then? And you just, every time it's just not doing anything.
Water's wet. Knife found in kitchen. Contents of fridge, surprisingly cold. His crimes were calculated, cruel, and deeply disturbing. Throughout the trial, he has shown complete disregard for the victims and victims' survivors. Because he's got a
Obviously.
room temperature IQ, man. He has no idea what's happening, despite being fully aware of the lasting and devastating impacts of his actions. He described the investigation as complex and challenging. Are you insane? There's nothing complex about it.
Exactly.
Prison. Done. My team and I have been steadfast in our professionalism and dedication. Standing alongside Wilkins.
Thing is, it's not that simple, actually. Prison is expensive in the UK. You're talking spending millions and millions of pounds to keep this guy in jail forever. That's the reason they weren't putting him in jail. Don't let him into the country. Rather than letting him hurt UK citizens repeatedly, 10 women plus a prison officer, that's 11, I'm counting. Rather than letting this guy in to hurt 11 people and then spending millions of pounds to keep him in jail for the rest of his life, just don't let him into the country.
Two sisters and Valencia's daughter, he asked for any victim survivors of Levy to come forward so that he can promptly ignore them. What a misogynist. What an absolute gigachad. Well, I do believe there were some women who came forward about something, but I don't really give a anything that comes out of a woman's mouth, you know what I'm saying? Valencia's children said she was a big character, full of life, and said to be a much-loved member of the community with a love of salsa dancing. Wilkins' family said she was a much-loved woman who was missed every day by those who knew her. The Met said since the launch of the investigation, detectives had exhausted numerous lines of inquiry, including working with coroners to identify whether Levy was responsible for any similar unsolved incidents, including deaths, just so they can make sure, right? Because, you know, there is a scoreboard for these fellas. Police have said while they are yet to find anything new on Levy, they emphasize... So is this guy going to be walking again, or what? What's going on here? Police have said while they are yet to find anything new on Levy, they emphasized they had significantly strengthened their training and response to violence against women and girls, along with their specialist victim support services. I bet they haven't. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's always black men. But that's racist. So it's men are the problem. Even though, statistically speaking, you have a far lower chance of being assaulted by a white John, we can't just go ahead and tell you to be racially aware and instead treat all men as... That's right. The kind, courteous, well-spoken English fella called David is just as likely to be a murderer, criminal as Mbepe Umbongo. Exactly the same chances. IOPC's been mentioned. 2 Met officers are under investigation by the Independent Office of Police Conduct. The IOPC. It's a busy year for the IOPC, innit? The police are under investigation for the decision in August 2024 to downgrade Levy from a high-risk sex offender to a medium risk.
Oh, yes. Well, not just fire someone. Maybe put someone in jail for this.
What the fuck is a medium risk sex offender? The police constable had been served with a gross misconduct notice and a detective sergeant with a misconduct notice. Oh, well, that's good. That makes it better. That's the band-aid I was looking for. The IOPC said it would be investigating how Levy was managed from his first conviction in September 2021 up to his arrest in September 2025.
Yeah. First conviction, 2021. There should have been nothing more after that. There should have been no more women hurt after that.
Well, too late though, isn't it? A little bit too late, isn't it? We're gonna make sure that everyone's investigated and everyone gets their misconduct notice. Yeah, great. These women are still dead, and by the way, the 10 women are still out there having been sexually assaulted by this animal. Great job. Great work, fellas. Back in 2017. Look at this mess. 2017, Levy was first reported to the Metropolitan Police over an alleged sexual assault at an event.
Oh, so it's not 2018. It's 2017 that he started it. It might even be 2016, for all we know. 2017 is just the first reported case.
In South London. The Crown Prosecution Service decided not to charge him.
So this could have, right here, 2017, everything after that didn't need to happen. Right here, sent back. Send him out of the country. Can't hurt anyone else.
He was white. Do you think that would have been the same outcome? Do you think? If he was white? If his name was Matthew Davis? Mark Billington? A year later, he sexually assaults 2 women at separate public events in London. Still nothing happens. Still nothing. 3 years later. It takes 3 years for him to get to prison for this. He was jailed for 3 years for the 2 sexual assaults committed in 2018. It took 3 years? Hey, Britain, your country's been... And the women who comprise the upper echelons of your justice system are allowing this to happen. There's no ambiguity here. This is crystal clear. Clear as day. They're almost doing a victory.
It's women that are allowing this to happen. corrupt leftist women at the top of the UK. Well, there's also men too. But the ones who are actually doing it are letting this guy go repeatedly. Women.
Real app at this point. They're gloating about it. They let this guy stay out so that he could do this. There was absolutely not a single thought in any of their heads that he was just gonna reintegrate into society and be like, well, probably shouldn't do that again. 2 close brushes with the police. Won't survive a 3rd. I'm gonna change my ways. No, they were counting on it.
Yeah. It's absolutely infuriating. And this is just one story. It just happens again and again and again and again and again in the UK. Jake Monroe has an entire channel because of this happens so often. He has more than he can cover. Again. It's unbelievable. Anyway, this will be on YouTube. Like and subscribe. Come watch on Kick or Twitch. And I'll see you in next video. Bye.